My parents were both entrepreneurs. They worked really hard their entire lives to build businesses that were community-based, that served. And they fought all the time. They fought wickedly and loudly and overwhelmed my nervous system on a regular basis. So by the time I was in my late 20s, I was committed already to a different way of working and living that didn't overwhelm the nervous system and that allowed for conversations that really made a difference. Early in my career, I was the director of the Employee Resource Center. We might call that corporate wellness today. So it was no surprise that in that capacity, I was invited to go to downtown Chicago and talk about stress management to this big bank downtown. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous to do this. And ready, and yet what happens is this. It's August in Chicago. So if any of you know what that's like, it is bloody ass hot. It is humid. I'm in an apartment. I'm working. I come home. I'm getting prepped for this. And I am starting to be a mess. Because what shows up? Autoimmune, maybe. What shows up is itchy, boily rash on both of my legs. And I'm scratching and scratching through the night. I can't concentrate. I can't sleep. And I'm supposed to do this thing down the road, a couple weeks. I'm nervous. I don't know what to do. I don't want to go to the doctor. I think I have an allergic reaction. Good idea. Wasn't true. I go to the doctor. I call her. She says, yes, we'll run some allergy tests. A couple weeks later, I come back. She says, well, you know, the really good news, you are allergic to nothing. Nothing. You're not allergic to a thing. The not so great news, you have a really severe case of contact dermatitis. Now we can work with that. I'll give you Benadryl. That took care of my symptoms, right? However, her diagnosis, get this, stress, chronic stress. And her prescription, in addition to the Benadryl, you need to take a stress management class. Now, the irony was not lost on me. I was so mad. I was ready to throttle this doctor. She was very kind. I thought she was an idiot. I thought she was an idiot because the story I was telling myself is that I wasn't stressed. I could handle it all. That was my belief. The reason that I didn't have stress is because I knew that all the hard work, like mom and dad who fought all the time, all that hard work would save the day. I'd show up and be great. What I didn't know how to do is listen to my body. My body was clearly talking. I didn't know how to listen. Now, mind you, I took the Benadryl, and my symptoms cleared up in a couple of days. That was great. I still had to teach the stress management class in Chicago. What in the hell am I going to do? All the stress management training that I had learned came from a cognitive psychology perspective. You go in, and the common view of stress is you had to manage it because stress is bad. It's bad for you, it's bad for me, it's bad for the planet, it is bad. So you have to think of a plan, and you have to come up with a plan, and you have to execute on the plan. It's all about this stuff. And it hadn't worked for me, clearly. I was a mess. So I'm like, okay, let's find some best practices. Let's go see what else is out there that's beyond what I know, because I clearly didn't know a lot. I discovered Jon Kabat-Zinn. He's guru of mindfulness in the West. John's practice, actually, is that when stress comes, you pause to be with it, and you listen to it. That's it. I was so angry at the doctor and so curious about my idiocy and not being aware that I decided I would take on his practice. I would simply pause. So every day, as I read all his stuff, and before I started working, I would pause. I would welcome what was coming. I would try not to judge it. I would notice the sensations in my body. I would try to listen. Slowly but surely, what I learned is, as I was driving to work in the morning, I didn't have to flip off the drivers on 290. I also learned that I could sit with my clients and be with their stuff, and actually they were getting better quicker. I learned that I could tolerate being with myself, and the biggest lesson is I could start to see my own thinking process and how it got in the way. Like, oh, I would go here and then I'd make this shit up and I'd go there, and it didn't work. I could catch myself. I could learn to pause, and I could make that a practice. That moment in the doctor's office when I was so mad and really so humiliated at my lack of awareness, when I was in that space, that was the moment that I decided, again, at the root, that I was going to do life differently than mom and dad. I was going to practice being here in all the questions, in all the shit, in all the glory. I was going to be right here, whatever came. That's been the trajectory of my life. And pause is actually a portal to all the possibilities. Because what a pause does, very simple, it interrupts our automatic reaction. That's it. Whatever that is. It interrupts that so that we can catch a breath, take a moment, feel into ourselves and what's most important to us, and then move effectively from there. Pause is the portal to listening deeply to the lives that we want to have and the lives that we want to create. So today, will you take a pause? Thank you.